Flamers roast us in the YouTube replies, and trolls spout fat jokes all the time. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Jupiter at Night is live on the internet.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Jupiter at Night. My name is Chris.
My name is Jeremy.
Hey, J-Man.
Hi.
I'm excited about tonight's episode.
It's the last one.
I like to predictify the future, and we thought, this is our last Jupiter at Night of the year. This is the last live Jupiter Broadcasting official production of the year, too. Mm-hmm. Lots is going to be coming out later in the week.
But that's already been
that's
recorded.
already been shot. And then you might be doing some stuff throughout the week next week.
Yeah, so if you're a fan of our live broadcast, follow me on Twitter. That's twitter.com/jbjeremy, because I'll probably be in here at least once or twice during the week next week.
Yeah,
it won't be recorded.
We'll probably be testing.
It'll just be live testing.
Yeah. So if you really get, you need your fix, that's where you'll find it.
So let's do our predictions for next year.
Okay.
Because it was a lot of fun finding these. We hopped in our DeLorean and slingshotted around the sun a couple times. And
hey, I got a little bit of a sunburn on my right side.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I get.
It'll happen.
Yeah, the sun is bright.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and throw out my first prediction now. Also, I want to just give it a quick note that Alan was not able to join us tonight because he is on his way over to Arizona. But we
knew that was going to happen.
We planned for that, so we went ahead and included his predictions.
Yeah.
All right, Jeremy, let's get to the future here now. I've got us
exit.
I've got us all loaded up here in the future machine, and my first prediction revolves around. I thought I'd keep these semi-technology. Now, not everything in my head is technology.
I think that's a good idea because our audience is on the internet.
Yeah. So my first one comes out from what I'm probably the most hopeful for is I'd like to see Intel launch their Light Peak connectivity technology in 2011.
Amen, brother.
Nice, fast. It's going to be optical, replace USB, or at least be a competitor to USB and FireWire and eSATA.
Mm-hmm.
Work for cameras. It'll work for sound devices. All kinds
internal
of
data transfer, right? Like hard drives and
you
stuff
could,
like that?
Yep, you could. And that's been something I've been watching for a while, but I want to give a special thanks to Michael Kenny on Twitter, who reminded me about Light Peak.
Yeah.
All right, lay one on me.
Okay, now this one, I wrote these out, so I'm going to read them in a narrative style.
You got to keep your notes of the future.
Someone will finally file a major lawsuit against Facebook for their shifting privacy settings.
Oh.
And the only reason this will get a lot of FaceTime is because it will either result in like a corporate coup of some sort or a major celebrity scandal.
Oh, interesting.
So because I'm sure Facebook gets sued all the time already, but
maybe.
It's small time stuff.
You think like some sort of corporate account's going to get something leaked or something like that?
Or like a CEO gets ousted because of improper fraternization or something.
And they blame Facebook.
Yep. Because of their privacy settings.
And it was the messenger of whatever got him in trouble.
Now, let's be honest. I think that Facebook is probably going to win that case because it's not always easy to find, but they do publicize all that stuff.
I suppose so.
But I think that this is finally going to bring some publicity to it, and people are going to start checking their settings on a more... People will learn to use Facebook, basically.
All right.
I predict that it will happen in 2011.
I'll let you toss out one of Alan's, but I'm going to toss out Alan's first prediction here.
All right.
In 2011, Alan will embrace, learn, and begin to love Google Docs so that he can write down his own predictions.
I thought we were supposed to make these like realistic.
I'm hoping. All right. My next prediction is probably not too much of a surprise for a lot of folks. If you know me, I'm an Android fan. But I think that in 2011, Amazon's going to finally launch this rumored Android app store. It's going to be kind of a soft launch at first.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it'll be successful. And I think one of the things it's going to do differently is it's going to have its own completely different DRM system.
And that's good?
No. But I think that's why developers will switch to it, because there's a lot of people right now complaining about... A lot of the developers right now are complaining about piracy in the Android app market.
Oh.
In the marketplace on the Android. And in fact, so much so that Rovio, the makers of Angry Birds, is thinking about, in fact, has already made purchases to set up their own separate store to sell outside the marketplace. That way they can actually sell their app. In fact, one of the reasons it's suspected that they went as with on the Android, their app is free with ad support, is because they didn't know if they'd be able to actually make money selling it. Now, of
because
course,
of piracy.
You look back at that now, I think that's kind of a ridiculous assumption because there's people making plenty of money.
Right.
But the developers are all worried about this. So if Amazon comes along and says, look, we've got this uncrackable thing. Plus, I think Amazon's take is going to be more of a curated slightly Apple-influenced design where not everything goes. It's going to be a little more hand-picked, a little more better feature.
Which is something Amazon can get away with, while Google has to kind of distance themselves from that. Yeah,
that's exactly right. And plus, Amazon could tie it in with their online movie service and their all that other stuff. So I think that's going to be a big play in 2011 from Amazon.
Actually, in a similar vein, I have a prediction on the gaming front as well that kind of involves Android and stuff like that. I think that mobile games, major game developers will embrace the mobile platform in really big ways during 2011. I think that a lot of big announcements will be made, to the point that I think that a mobile gaming expo is probably going to be
That'd be interesting. So like iPad and iPod and Android and Migo and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Huh. Is there anything like that now?
Well, and even like Nintendo's, like DSIs and PSPs.
Okay.
Actual mobile gaming on any platform that is not a PC or a console. All that kind of stuff. I looked around. I could not find a single dedicated mobile gaming expo.
I'm trying to think if that is
It's
happening
a pretty
now.
big subject at next year's GDC. They're going to be talking quite a bit about mobile gaming.
Yeah.
And a few other things
I'm
coming
sure
up
it's
next
big
year.
at E3 and stuff like that.
Right,
but I could see a dedicated conference for sure.
I could definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if some major developers like EA or Activision or Blizzard or some of those big guys
I like that one, dude.
get behind it.
All right. You want to hear one of mine?
I do.
This is also kind of techie, so I apologize, but here it is.
Mm-hmm.
This one's going to be a little boring to some folks, but Google's really trying to come after Microsoft in this whole enterprise market, and they've just recently announced this Google backup mail service where you have an Exchange server on location, and then you can automatically sync in real time to Google's business email solution. So it's like an offsite backup all the time running for your email. And the real reason, and then they say, and by the way, when you're ready, you can just turn off your Exchange server and just
you'll have it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're going to do something like that with Docs. I think Google Docs is going to see some sort of way where it can come into your business. Maybe you install it on your file server, a Linux box or a Windows box. It's going to scan your file shares.
It'll probably just be a Chrome add-on.
Could, dude. It could be something that you point at your folder shares and say, take all of these directories, import them into Google Docs, match their file rights, send out emails to the different owners, maybe have an Active Directory integration to look people up, and then it's going to keep the two in sync. And then the whole thing will be at the end, all right, well, when you're done using Microsoft Office, you can just switch over to Google Docs and you're
it'll
good
probably
to go.
have a little pop-up that says your docs have been backed up. You're ready to you're ready for Google Office.
Yeah, you're ready to go. You don't need to use Office anymore.
Right.
So I think Google's going to go after Microsoft a lot more in the business space in 2011.
Which means that Alan will finally have to learn to use it.
Definitely. Now, do you have another? Why don't you throw out one of Alan's predictions?
Okay, I predict that, well, this isn't really, it's about Alan. I predict that in the year 2011, Alan will still not watch Die Hard. I think that at this point, it's a holdout. It's a thing.
But we just got him. We got him Die Hard on Blu-ray yesterday, dude.
He'll lose it.
That jerk.
And then he'll go fishing, and he'll forget all about it, and it'll just happen.
Oh man! Now, all right. I got another one I'll throw out there. Unless you want to throw one out.
Go for it.
No, I think I just did one, so I don't want to because I don't want.
Okay, no, I want to do this one because you're excited about it.
Oh, okay.
I think that the year 2011 will see the space race, this new space race.
The space race? We had that in the 60s.
I know, but it's a new one. Right now, it's basically the U.S. and Japan that are making the most headway here on this new space race, and I think that next year we'll be seeing a lot more about it.
So like
maybe even commercial
Mars?
space orbits.
Can I have a Mars? Not next year, but
no, not next year. But I think that we'll start seeing some of the technology that's going to eventually get us there start getting rolled out and announced. I think that we may even see, like I said, commercial space orbits as early as next year, like through like Virgin,
right? And that
and
Project
stuff like
X that they had or whatever it was.
Yep. What were some of the advances in air and waste recycling that could allow for long-term space travel?
You think those will be developed in the next year?
I think that they'll be either announced or that major developments will come out on that front. I just think that 2011 is going to see more of a development on, I'm calling it a new space race. It's not really a race anymore. I mean, we're not trying to beat out the Ruskies or anything. Yeah.
A new momentum.
Yep.
I like that.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to throw one out there. Who knows what's going to happen with this one? I'll be honest, I didn't completely come up with the idea for myself. Clayton Morris from Fox and Friends put out an online article. He says, I got leaks of HP spec sheets, and I think this is a solid lead, he says. And what it is that he says he has seen about 7 different models of HP tablets.
Oh.
I started thinking about this, and this makes a lot of sense. HP bought up Palm, and they have WebOS, and everybody's always said WebOS can make a great tablet operating system. Okay, so we take that. Great. We put that in our back pocket. Now we look at what else does HP do. HP is a big player in a lot of markets. They have a lot of personal computers, huge penetration in personal computer market space. They're the number one personal computer vendor.
They also sell a lot of printers.
Huge amount of printers, huge amount of business stuff.
Yeah.
And they sell in the business space. They sell stuff for small offices of 10 people, all the way up to huge enterprises and people out in the field working at construction sites, stuff like that. And I could totally see HP coming out with a tablet for each one of these markets. Here's our home tablet. It's got a camera on it. It's going to be super fun to use. It's going to come with. They're going to have some sort of content deal where it's going to come with.
It's available in pink.
Yeah, exactly. And then they'll have the business edition, which will have some sort of business software package that can be managed by the network. And then they'll have like the rugged, outdoorsy, I'm a construction worker, the back of this is rubberized and you can throw it down on your seat in your truck and it doesn't matter. And then, they might have a couple other SKUs in there.
Yeah.
But I think HP will come out as one of the most solid competitors to the iPad in 2011. And the tablet market itself is going to just freaking explode in just a couple of weeks.
I think we all
CES.
knew that's going to come.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be in the beginning of January.
Yeah.
We're going to see it. And you're going to see tons of Android stuff, tons of Microsoft stuff. I'm sure Microsoft will come out with a Windows 7 tablet and another OS-based tablet. The Windows 7 tablet will probably sell to some enterprise, but come on, everybody knows you need to get a more touch-based UI on a portable device.
I've seen a lot of pictures of people using the new Windows Phone, and I could see that OS definitely scaling up really well.
Yeah, it's got that side-to-side and stuff, and same, WebOS has almost like these card-based things where applications are cards, and you can swipe cards when you can swipe between applications like you're swiping between cards, and that on a tablet could be really nice.
Yeah.
And so I think they're going to really come in and be strong.
Yeah, I see 2011 probably being the year of the tablet.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. All right, I got a final prediction for Alan here.
Okay.
This one is, I think, probably most likely out of all of them. Alan will finally meet Steve Poole, Alan's hero.
Why
and
him?
Favorite local weatherman.
Why him? Not I want to meet Steve Poole.
Well, we all want to meet Steve Poole, but Alan works in Seattle, downtown Seattle, just like blocks from where
so
Steve
he's just
Poole
gonna like
works.
bump into him?
Yeah.
Like, hey, Mr. Poole.
Oh, absolutely.
Big fan. Here, check out my laptop. It's my homepage. That kind of thing.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. I see that happening.
All right. Lay down another prediction for
Okay,
us.
this one's a really personal one because as some of you longtime viewers might know, starting on the 1st, I'm going on a diet. A big one.
Oh, boy.
My mom and I have decided to put ourselves on the Atkins diet.
Oh, it's good when you do it with somebody else.
Yeah. So we're going to be able to watch each other. And please, I don't need all the comments about, if it's dangerous or all that stuff. We're doing our research. I'm not a dummy. Believe it or not.
Being careful, they are.
So my personal prediction on that front is that I probably will drop a lot of weight right away. I'm thinking 20 to 25 pounds by as early as February or March.
Okay.
And then I won't see any more loss for a few months, and I'll end up giving up on it.
That's sad. You don't want to. That's almost like what's self-fulfilling prophecy.
Maybe.
I think.
But now I've told everybody, so now you guys know.
That's true.
And you can keep getting on my back, getting on my case
really,
about it.
When you know that, you can also know that there is a hump that once you get through, and there's sometimes that's that hump I think people have to get over. That is like the and it's that same point, which is the most ridiculous thing. When you hit that hump, it's at the same exact time in the back of your mind you're going,
this is hard.
I don't like eating like this anyway. I don't like doing this, and now the results
it's
are
like
really
the
paying
perfect
off.
storm.
It is. It's like the nexus of the two things that you don't need. So I can see why you might feel that way. But I think if you know that and you keep it in mind and you stick through it, you have a chance.
It's still a prediction, though, unfortunately.
All right. Now, you ready for my last prediction?
Okay.
Now, this is a really big one, so brace yourselves, Internet. My Hair takes over Jupiter Broadcasting and launches its own show.
I saw that coming. I mean, look at it. It's so perfect.
Yeah.
Well,
you can't help it. You can't help it. The Hair is going to have it. The Hair action show.
Yeah.
Actually, as far as new shows go, we've got a few different ideas in the works. It's almost like we just don't know what to pick from.
And we keep kicking things around. We have felt up to this point that a lot of times we don't have the time, but we're starting to get better and better at what we're doing.
Yeah.
I think we might be able to squeeze another show in.
Maybe as we get more efficient, and we're talking about it. And Alan's actually been editing together a concept show, and I've been kicking around one, and you and I have been kicking around one, and
I've actually been kicking around a couple that I haven't told you anything about.
Okay. And then, of course, my last and final prediction for myself is that either in the next couple of days or early 2011, I'll be a new dad again.
Yeah.
I'll have a baby girl. So that'll be the kickoff of my 2011.
You're so doomed.
I know.
One more prediction for 2011. About March, it'll finally set in that you have a daughter.
And then we'll be laughing. Remember when you thought you could do another show?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I don't want to read the last one because you wrote it.
All right, well, I have a personal prediction, and this really could apply to myself or anyone else out there.
Really?
Realize the complete and total benefit of AS-based storage
It's really efficient.
and convenient.
It's always on hand.
I think you might come with realization as somebody who has to travel from your home to the studio. Mm-hmm. You know, it's nice to have an extra place to keep stuff when
Plus,
you're traveling.
it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. You put something,
You put it right up there, dude.
and then you just kind of forget about it.
At least until your regularly scheduled event happens.
Right.
You got to remember to take it out first. Otherwise, it is a mess.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear your predictions. In fact, if you're watching this show live with us right now, like a bunch of other people are, we're going to keep going. After we stop the button here, we're going to take people's live Skype calls and hear their predictions. And if you want to, you can tune into the live stream during the weekend. We'll probably be replaying the after show.
But it's a live-only event.
Yeah.
So you got to really tune into this thing once in a while to catch those.
Of course, now that we've just plugged that, we won't be live again until the 1st of January.
That's right.
We'll be back on Saturday the 1st for an all-new episode of Stoked.
Heavily hungover from a party at Alan's place.
Yeah.
The night before.
And then after that, as far as I know, we're doing Linux Action Show on Sunday and Jupiter Night on Tuesday, and we're just back to our regularly scheduled stuff. So we're just off next week.
Mm-hmm. But again, follow my Twitter if you want to tune into some live events next week.
And there's still going to be the only show that'll actually come out next week because they talked me into it is the Northwest Goofballs.
Oh.
They're like, no, man, it's like the most important time in football. We can't take it off. I'm like, okay, guys, I'm offering you to take the week off, though. No, we got to be here. I'm like, okay. All right, we'll do it. So that'll come out next week, too. All right, everyone. Well, thanks so much. 2010, it started Jupiter at Night, and it started a bunch of other things in the network, and we're extremely happy, and we're extremely excited for 2011. So until then, have a great holiday, have a great new year, and we'll see you right back here in 2011.